Hanukkah, the Jewish Festival of Lights, begins tonight at sundown. The traditional meal includes foods fried in oil like latkes, potato pancakes. We're calling them latkes, Dave, don't worry. Award-winning restaurateur and chef Michael Schlau is here with his favorite latke recipes. I love these. They're one of my favorite foods.
It's Hanukkah. I don't think there's anything other than gift-giving and latkes. That's what it's all about.
And a dreidel here and there.
Yeah.
Maybe a dreidel here and there.
We can do that a little bit later.
So we're gonna make sort of the traditional potato latke.
Right.
Shredded potatoes. Does it matter what kind of potato?
I use Idaho potatoes. They've got a lot of starch in them. They're going to keep the potato pancake together.
Okay.
And I don't grate the onion like my grandmother and my mother did. Too much water.
Okay.
So I actually mince them. You can use a little flour or a little bit of potato starch and a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's it. And an egg.
And a beaten egg. So am I mixing this up?
You don't have to.
Okay.
This is what it would look like. I mean, it's got a little bit of water that comes out of it, obviously.
All mixed there.
Yeah, and then what you can do is just put a little spoonful of this in.
Okay.
Super easy.
And we're frying it in oil. And for people who aren't familiar with it, fried foods are part of Hanukkah because of the oil. That's the whole reason for the Festival of Lights.
The oil lasted 8 days instead of the 1, as the story goes. But I don't fry it in a lot of oil also. Okay. I don't want the cardiologist calling me at Hanukkah and saying, we need the paddles.
And does it matter the kind of oil?
I use canola oil. Yeah, and if you want, put some sour cream or applesauce, and those are the traditional ones.
This is the traditional. So as I start to sample a traditional one, and that one is going to cook, you have updated the latke for us a little bit.
Well, I've done a couple different versions of it.
Alternative toppings.
Right, and I mean, really, when you think about it, it's just a delicious hash brown when you come down to it, right? So you could do this for breakfast.
All you're doing is enhancing it, right?
Exactly. So one of the things that I did with this is I've got some warm ones that I already made. I'm going to put a little bit of smoked salmon to this.
Ooh, yum.
And some golden beets, which I roasted. And if you don't want smoked salmon, you can do, trout or something. How are they?
Delicious.
Good. These are some roasted golden beets. I just have some salt and some
and that's such a beautiful color, too.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous. And this is a super easy dish. One of the things I did is I took a little bit of beet juice, red beet juice, with some vinegar and some shallots. I made a little sauce for it. And you could just put a little bit of greens. Actually, I'm going to have you do that if you don't mind.
I can do that. So just some of this frisee here?
Yeah, just rip off some small pieces and throw it on there. And while you're doing that, I'm going to reach right over you for 1 second.
There we go.
I'm going to actually use a little ring mold. If you don't have a ring mold for the next one, you can use a
cookie cutter?
Well, cookie cutter's fine. A tuna fish can cut off, whatever you want to do. So I'll just take the potato latke, cut it into a little circle like this, and this one's going to get tuna tartare, creme fraiche, and caviar. We're
getting fancy on this.
Well, this is something I actually served in my restaurant. And it's a great way. And also, don't throw these away. These are like fantastic snacks.
Those little bits?
Yeah, those are the best.
They're like potato chips almost.
Exactly.
French fries. So
what we do is take this, and then we have some tuna tartare.
And are you keeping it? You're keeping it in the mold this whole time?
In the mold, and what I did is I put a little tiny bit of oil inside the mold. This will release it very, very easily. Okay. So the tuna just has some shallots and some thyme and olive oil and lemon juice. Very, very simple.
And when I buy my tuna, if you're buying raw tuna for the first time for the tuna tartare, what kind of tuna does it have to be? Sushi grade?
Yeah, you ask them for sushi grade for sure, because you want it to be nice and fresh, and buy it in a really reputable place, obviously. And tell them you're serving it raw. Make sure they know. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of creme fraiche. How's that one with the smoked salmon? Good. That's a good sign. So I'll take it from here. You just keep eating, all right?
Perfect.
Some scallions. And then some caviar on top.
I love it.
And this, if you want to be decadent, if you don't want to put caviar on, just serve it like this. Or you could do salmon tartare. But it's a nice way to do a warm potato cake with a little tuna tartare, creme fraiche, caviar, and that is such a good...
I'm sorry to ruin your beautiful work here, but that's my job.
That's what they're here for. They're here for you to eat and enjoy them. So a little update on the potato latke.
I love it. Thank you so much for being with us this morning, for sharing it with us. Happy Hanukkah.
Same to you.